All this, Sandra Smith is here, co-anchor of America Reports, beating me up just about an hour ago. And Steve Moore, host of More Money on WABC Radio.
Well, thanks for having me regardless.
Also other things. No, I like it. Just keep smacking.
I think round one went to Sandra. I just have to say.
All the rounds go to Sandra. So this is interesting. You got Indonesia, you got Philippines, right? So that's progress. India's cooking, Japan's cooking. EU will have to wait and see. Let me ask you a question. Both of these countries, as I understand it, Indonesia and Philippines, agreed to have zero tariffs.
Which was what the president was looking for.
So why don't we have a zero tariff with them?
I don't know. What's the answer to that?
I'm just curious.
You must know.
I don't know. The optimal tariff, according to a National Bureau of Economic Research paper written about a week or two ago, or at least we reported on it with John Carney, said the optimal tariff is 19%. But I think President Trump, so he's on 19%. Okay, that's about right. But I always thought, basically, you reduce your tariffs, we'll reduce our tariffs. We want to bring barriers down, okay? In this case, ours is going up. I looked up. I have this sheet. I keep this wherever I go. It's the most important thing I own. Indonesia, they had it at 32.5%, so I guess it's only going to be 19%. And the Philippines was 17, goes up to 19. I mean, what do you think? Does that disappoint you, or does that mean it's just as well that we should have a...
I think anybody who's an observer of these trade deals and the negotiations that have been happening sees this as a win for President Trump, a win for the administration, and a win for the markets who have been questioning where all this goes next. Clearly, the markets are cheering this on as not only a second deal, since we had this August 1st deadline imposed that the president's been able to carry out, but there's now optimism towards the trade deals and the negotiations in general. And I don't think that that can be a bad thing as the president goes into more negotiations on more trade deals. I think that's the big picture.
Free trader that you are.
First of all, the idea that 19% is the optimal tariff, that's crazy. I mean, it's 5 or 10%.
It's a good paper, by the way.
I completely reject that.
But whatever.
But I'm an old free trader. Listen, Trump is on a roll right now on these trade deals. As you know, I've been a critic of his tariffs, but I have to say that to a large extent, watch out, the president's probably watching.
Troublemaker.
Unbelievable troublemaker.
He has.
But I admit when I'm wrong. I'm not always wrong, or often wrong. But I think he has been able to just tick one country off after another and getting better trade deals. And at the end of the day, we get fairer and freer trade. So I'm all for that.
He is making money, right? The revenues are pouring in. We could do $300 billion tariff revenues this year. Could, all right. He's making deals. I don't know if the August 1st deadline will be waived, but my sense is if he's in the middle of a good discussion with somebody, he'll waive the August 1st deadline.
I agree.
Tariff inflation has not occurred. Tariff recession has not occurred. What you have is a tariff bull market in stocks, Sandra.
I think that's fair. And I think that's all part of the big picture that is being looked at right now, with everybody saying, okay, maybe now it's time to lower interest rates. Enter the Jay Powell round 6 with President Trump. Look, markets are hot, and you hear it from President Trump. Hottest economy in the world, hottest country in the world. There's a lot of momentum that's in our favor, that's in the administration's favor right now. Markets that, was it Liberation Day? Gosh, I mean, think back to that moment and the fear-mongering. We've been playing out the montages of Democrats who were fear-mongering.
A second Great Depression, right?
It was insane. And I mean, and unfortunately, the only people who pay the price of that fear-mongering was the retail investor who said, oh, I'm not going to play in this market. I'm going to pull my money out of the American stock market. They then have missed this record rally.
That is not true. That is just
true. Boy.
The retail investors stayed in the market. It was the hedge funds that paid.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. Good numbers.
They got back in big numbers.
Good numbers on that. Very good numbers.
So
the hedge funds went crazy, and their favorite economists went crazy. Retail was buying the spiders the whole time.
I'll trust you. I
trust Larry. Now, hold on a second. Here is Mohamed El-Arian, a well-known establishment economist, one would say an elite economist, okay? If Chair Powell's objective is to safeguard the Fed's operational autonomy, which I deem vital, then he should resign.
Wow.
Right. This is pretty, you would say, is a conventional, middle of the road, smart guy. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying he's not a radical on either side of the coin. He says to preserve his independence, Jay Powell should resign because they're stretched too far. And, you know, Besson has said we need a top-to-bottom review, which is true. The Taj Mahal is being built at a time in Washington and everything else is downsized. Don't tell me the Taj Mahal is in New Jersey. It's on C Street. Anyway, what do you make of that?
Well,
Mohammed Al-Arian.
You're right. He's a conventional economist. For him to say that is a big deal. Look, I think the reason that Powell has to go is because he's been incompetent. I mean, he's the one who gave us 9% inflation in the Biden years, was too tight. You were there in the first term and almost put the economy into a recession. And we should just judge him by his performance. And it has been very poor, in my opinion. If I were Trump, if I were advising him, I would I think this is the current state of thinking, let him serve out those 8 months. Get past him, and then we can have. But look, Larry, let's not bury the lead here. This story about what happened with capital spending and the emergence of massive increase,
we have a chart.
15%.
We have a
I mean, I love
chart.
this story, Larry. You're the one who taught me if you tax something, you get less of it. If you tax something less, you get more of it. This is a direct result of the Trump tax cut and the immediate expensing.
Yeah, full cost expensing, immediate full cost expensing. You get to write it off right away. I hope we have the chart. We rehearsed the chart before. Hopefully it come up on the full screen.
There it is. There it is.
There it is. It's sneaking up.
I love that. Look at it, straight up.
You're running about 15% annual rate. It's going to boost the economy a lot in the second half of the year if it isn't already. What do you make of that? Business likes what's going on.
I think that there's a lot of positive signs out there. So this is what we were talking about when I sat down. So there is a predicament with the Federal Reserve, right? If you've got the case being made that inflation has come down so far.
Since
you make
Trump
the case,
was in office.
that it is time and past time to lower interest rates, although employment still is pretty strong. Things are pretty hot out there. So if you do lower interest rates in this environment, I'll ask the economists at the table,
you know what?
one of them.
Don't say overheating. There's no such thing.
I didn't use the word. I didn't use the word.
Don't say
I don't think anybody cares about Jay Powell. I think people are sick to death. His time has come and gone. Everybody knows that. Even Trump says he's going to be gone in a few months. I don't care whether.
Why not do it now then?
He could do it now. I mean, Besson said if he wants to leave now, leave now. If he doesn't want to leave now, stay for a few more months. It doesn't matter. One big, beautiful bill matters. There'll be a new Fed chair coming in that doesn't believe in the Phillips curve. That growth causes inflation. That's what you.
And maybe somebody
models.
also will cancel that $2.5 billion Taj Mahal they're building over at the Fed.
But no one has ever been Fed chair and Secretary of the Treasury
This
at
goes
the
back
same
to
time.
my show, America Reports today, and I said to Larry,
I just thought I'd put that out there.
we're going to continue
Steve
this.
Moore and
be
Sandra
continued.
Smith is learning about economic history. And you can catch Sandra along with her co-anchor John Roberts on America Reports weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m. every single day.